Lucy Jaya Johnswick here from Camp Blodgett, and today we are going to dive into education and how much we have to learn. So right now, people are really hungry for education, and finally they're hungry for education on white privilege, on racism, so much so that Amazon truly can't keep up with the books that they are selling, and that gives me hope. That gives me hope that we are really on a steady track that we're going to stay on for our kids to build a brighter future. So if you're one of those folks, thank you. If you're getting your education here, that's all right too. I'm grateful for that. So I want you to know that this part is a never-ending step. I still continue to learn every single day. One thing that I continuously get feedback on is that when I am sharing with others, it can appear that I feel like I'm done learning. So I want to convey that is not true. What I believe is that once you get the gifts of education, it is your responsibility to share them. So that is what I feel responsible for, especially as a leader who's leading a large group of children who are our future. So, listening to experiences and continuing to really listen and grow is part of your life now if you're on this journey. What you are going to likely have is rage, mixed feelings, confusion, and that's going to be normal because part of this learning is kind of the unlearning of what you didn't realize that you were learning while you're growing up white. So in this country, it really, really, really does matter, as we talked about a few weeks ago, what your race is. You are white, I am white, and that matters. And one of our tendencies as white people, once we start this learning, is to want to get recognized for it. So I want to ask you to hold back, share with me, if you want to share with me the things that you're reading, but avoid walking up to people of color and saying, hey, what do you think about the White Fragility Club? Or talking to them in this kind of bragging about what you were learning and about how woke you have become. They were waiting for that for a while, so they really don't want to hear it, in my experience. I made that mistake in my early years, and I hope that you know that this is not about getting recognition. It is about making this world safer for all of us. So in this step, I can promise that your brain and your heart are going to hurt. It never ends, but that doesn't mean that it's not worth it. Getting comfortable with discomfort is going to be key to this journey. I still get uncomfortable, but right now I know that when I feel uncomfortable, it means that I'm really close to having a big learning moment, and that's okay. So I want to share with you the 4 big lies that I assumed were absolute truths while I was growing up as a white kid. I want to share the 4 big lies that I believed were absolute truths when I was growing up as a white kid. You might even have them ring through your head as I'm saying them. So number 1, in the year of 1492, Columbus sailed the ocean blue. He landed upon a barren shore. Lie number 1. Number 2, most people who made this world did so because they were the smartest, the fastest, they worked harder, maybe they were more educated, and that is why they dominated the world and did so much. Lie number 2. So lie number 3, slavery ended when the Civil War ended. And slaves were given 40 acres and a mule. That's the 3rd lie. The 4th one, and perhaps the one that most people in my generation believe the most, is that the civil rights movement solved all of the things that slavery did not. It addressed unequal education, it addressed employment, it addressed housing, and it really made it so that all of us were truly equal based on our race. Lie number 4. You will find that as you're going through this education, and especially next time when we go through a timeline on some of the big mistakes that the United States has made in terms of race, you'll learn that these are things that you never heard before. And you might want to say, well, if I didn't hear them, then that means that they didn't happen. Unfortunately, one of the norms in this country is that those who win the battles get to tell the stories. And you'll hear that there was a lot of white winners in the United States history. But what does that mean? Who was really losing? All of us, in my opinion. So I hope that in this step, you continue to want to be educated, want to continue to learn, and can stay tuned for next time when we'll continue to talk about the history of race in America. Thank you.